The original Bama Football Tailgate Show is on the air. Alabama football is rolling, and we've got you covered with a breakdown of the game matchup, an SEC preview, and all the fun of an afternoon on the quad with national championship winning quarterback Jake Coker, WJLX radio voice Brett Elmore, and CoverCrimson.com host Mick Gillispie. The Bama Football Tailgate Show is presented to you by Pearl River Resort Casino in Choctaw, Mississippi. Let's play, featuring the Sportsbook at the Timeout Lounge, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, and celebrating 30 years of excellence. Also brought to you by Yuengling Lager. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. The only beer you need at a Bama tailgate party. 22 Bills, where the spirit of the athlete meets the art of sustainable living. The Floribama world-famous Beach Bar and Lounge in Orange Beach. Visit Sevierville. Your Smokies start here. Plan your next Smokies adventure at visitsevierville.com. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. Screw the usual. And let's toast a hashtag to the Screwballs every time the tide rolls. R&R Cigars, home of the Alabama Victory Cigar. Unique bar on the Strip, home of the NFL, MLB, Premier League package. Catch all the games at Unique. Visit Tuscaloosa. Not too small, not too big. Tuscaloosa is pronounced just right. Pond Royale, located at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. Cover Crimson YouTube and CoverCrimson.com. Rolling with the tide 24/7, 365. NewLifeArt.com. Publisher of Fine Art Editions by Daniel A. Moore. Use the code Bama Tailgate for amazing deals at NewLifeArt.com. Sticks Tractor and Tree Service in South Alabama. Affordable pricing and customer service guaranteed. Now the host of the Bama Tailgate Show, Mick Gillispie.
All right, what do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Bama Football Tailgate Show. It's presented by Pearl River Resort. Yeah, roll tide. For the next 2 hours, we're going to preview number 7 Alabama against number 10 or 11 Tennessee, whichever poll you look at. 2:30 Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. And on the show today, we'll have our longtime friend, John McInnes, who is the owner of Coastal, which is, by the way, where we're at, and the Floribama and other spots. Kenny White from out in Vegas, Lance Taylor from the next round and Lance's Lock, Clint Lamb from Cover Crimson and more. The show's presented by Pearl River Resort in Philadelphia, Mississippi. It's a short drive from Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. Vegas-style sportsbook at the Golden Moon Casino. Play $50 at the sportsbook and get a round of golf at Dancing Rabbit for just $40. I'm Mick Gillispie with Jake Coker, Ryan Anderson, ready to talk some Alabama football. 5-1 Bama, 5-1 Tennessee. Roll Tide, guys. Good to see you.
Roll Tide. Good to be seen, Mick.
Roll Tide. Ready to get those cigars out.
You ready to get those cigars out? You guys smoked some cigars against Tennessee, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. Still got the humidor. Well, my dad's got it now. Did I ever tell you that story about how I got that humidor? We went and picked it up on, I guess it was Tuesday or Wednesday. We were playing Tennessee, and the owner of R&R Cigar, wrote MVP. It was meant for the MVP of that game. And we get done playing, and Derek had a big game like always. And I'm sitting there next to Parker Barona, and he goes, I'm looking at him. I'm like, hey man, when are we gonna give this thing to Derek? And he goes, man, you had a pretty good game. Made a couple good throws in that last drive. I was like, yeah, he's got enough trophies. I keep it.
I'm gonna pull it.
So you got the humidor. Man, thanks to all of you guys that are listening across the state of Alabama on our statewide network. And we're down on the coast. We're lower Alabama folks. So when Bama's on the road, we like to come here. And we're at Coastal, which is in Orange Beach. And I got to tell you, man, I've broadcasted from a lot of places, including broadcasting the mullet toss last year over at the Floribama. But this stage and this setup, this is amazing, man.
It's the best spot to be today.
Man, this is the best spot to do a radio show. This is the best spot I've ever done a radio
That's
show.
what I'm saying. I mean, we're on the stage. We're kind of in the foyer. We got a lot of our friends here hanging out to talk Alabama football. Guys, I hate to say this just because it's been so sad, but today's show is dedicated to our friend Brett Elmore, Big Sexy Elmo. We lost him this week. So we had him last week, and then on Tuesday tragically died, and we miss him. So segment 3 has always been his segment. We're going to talk more about him there, but it's been a tough week for us.
Yeah, Brett, man, he brought a lot of life to this show. Got to know him over the last year, and it's really still hard to believe that he's gone. And when you think about people you care about and become friends with, you never know if it's going to be the last time you see them. And so, when you're watching this game Saturday and spending time with people you love, just try to cherish all those moments because you never know.
Yeah, well said, man. All right, well, let's talk about the win over South Carolina. Ryan, I want to start with you. It was a 27-25 struggle win over South Carolina. Now, I said, hey, Alabama got lucky to win because of the onside kick. And at the end, and then Mike Johnson, who's with me on Cover Crimson, former 2-time All-American, he said, now, let me stop you there, Mick. He said, South Carolina got lucky to even be in that game. Your thoughts on the South Carolina game?
Well, I understand, Mike, thinking like that. That's how you should think about Alabama. But, that's right now, I feel like we're trying to find our identity. And as of now, that's who we are. Like I said, we got lucky to win that game. That's how I feel, too. We made some mistakes down the end. We didn't play our best ball when we needed it. I felt like we were shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit too much. So, yeah, I felt like we were. That's how I felt leaving the stadium. I took my nephew to his first ever Bama game, and he heard me say and act a lot of ways that he probably should never see me act. That ain't on Alabama. That's on me.
Well, it's almost the dynamic has changed. It seems like, and like you said, we haven't found our identity yet. But when I'm sitting there looking at that game last week, I watched some of South Carolina in their previous games, made a lot of big plays, but not a consistent offense, and an offense that makes a lot of mistakes and beats themselves. And when I'm watching that game or preparing, and we're talking about lines and picks. When I saw that, I was like, well, this is a shoe-in. We're covering that spread. And, then kickoff happens, we just give them plays, give them points. And luckily, they shot themselves in the foot enough to where we were able to win that game. But, as of right now, we're a team that, we set the expectations real high. We know what we're capable of in beating Georgia, but we also know where our floor is, and that's losing to Vandy and almost giving it away to South Carolina. And, we got to have leaders that step up, make big plays, and don't allow us to just give games away.
Yeah, well said. Hey, guys, don't forget that newlifeart.com is a great sponsor of the show. Use the promo code Bama Tailgate to get 20% off of the classics. Pimp out your man cave. And, of course, we're on the campaign right now talking about the Tennessee game to get Ryan Anderson a print of the famous sack you had against Tennessee in 2015. So I'm with you on that. I'd put that right in the middle of the studio if they would ever do that.
I pay top dollar for it, Daniel. I pay top dollar for it. I mean it.
His new print is called Deuces Wild. It's wide receiver Ryan Williams and freshman defensive back Xavier Brown, both instrumental in Alabama's 41-34 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. Again, the Bama Tailgate Show is brought to you by Pearl River Resort and Casino. Now's a great time to make your picks count at the Timeout Sports Lounge. When we come back, we're going to talk more from Coastal about this Alabama and Tennessee matchup. Don't go anywhere.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Score big at Floribama's Old River Grill with our great game menu. Grab your friends and watch the game on one of our 30-plus TVs. Our game day menu is full of flavor, from fried green beans to cowboy caviar and game day staples like the buffalo chicken sandwich, traditional jumbo chicken wings, Southwest egg rolls, and the chips and dip trio. Wash it all down with a bucket of beer or one of our many drink specials. Bring your friends and family for game day and join us at Floribama Old River Grill. For more info, visit our website at floribamaoldrivergrill.com.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip, the best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Enjoy gaming excitement and catch the thrill of the big win. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
Autumn brings vivid colors to the back roads and hollows of Sevierville, Tennessee. Wind your way to quaint country churches, a historic covered bridge, and even a pick-your-own apple orchard. This fall, the best views are yours on Sevierville's Rocky Flats Fall Driving Tour. Learn more and find additional fall drives to enjoy at visitsevierville.com/fall.
Gary Allen in concert.
Every storm runs that rain.
Gary Allen.
I'm just
live.
Here watching airplanes.
Saturday, October 12th at Pearl River Resort Silver Star Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at pearlriverresort.com.
Yeah, that's right where I need to be.
Don't miss Gary Allen. Live.
Who doesn't love a good Bloody Mary come game day? We set out to make the best tasting, the savory, spicy, and southern. So as my song goes, call it an early weekend and sip on my signature blend. I don't have to be me till Monday Bloody Mary mix. So leave it all behind and head on over to Pearl River Resort, exclusively at their restaurants, bars, and award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. This weekend, just say, I'll have what Steve's having.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Football is back, and no one does it better than the Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. This season, you can watch the games with nothing on the line. Boring. Or you can make a play in the starting lineup. The Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino puts you into the big plays with big bets and big wins, making every game more exciting than ever. It's time for the sports glory you deserve without breaking a sweat. The Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. Play the game. Must be 21.
Back on the Alabama Football Tailgate Show, and great to have all of you guys as we preview Alabama against Tennessee, the annual third Saturday in October matchup. And again, brought to you by New Life Art. Use the promo code Next Round. Actually, use the promo code Bama Tailgate. I also do stuff at Next Round. I get confused all the time with all these sponsorships, but anyway, we appreciate them, and you get 20% off as you try to pimp out your man cave. Bama Tailgate YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Also on Cover Crimson with Jake Coker. We do a show called Elephant in the Room, so check that out on YouTube as well. And thank you for being here and hanging out with us as we get ready to go for this game. All right, guys. The impact of this Alabama-Tennessee game on the college football playoff.
Well, I think this is somewhat of an elimination game, especially in terms of the SEC championship race, right? I think there's going to be some teams that get in with 2 losses. But, when you had a loss to Vandy and you've had a loss to Arkansas, they've had some pretty low-level losses. And so, I think it eliminates you from contention from the SEC race. The playoff still in play, but you got to hope some of those higher-ranked teams to lose some pretty bad teams.
No doubt. I feel the same way. Like it's an elimination game for both teams. I don't know how the rest of the year going to shake out, but, this game, if you win this game, you still kind of control your own destiny. You lose, and you're waiting on everybody else,
I made the most important thing here, though, is, man, we played 6 games. This is our 7th game of the year. I mean, you lose 2 within the first 7 games of the year, you got a lot bigger problems to worry about than making the playoff, I feel like.
Yeah, really. And it's time to win a game in Tennessee. I mean, the last 2 times, Vandy and then Knoxville 2 years ago. And at least the game in Knoxville, I felt like the officiating was so bad that I really didn't feel like Alabama beat just Tennessee. Vandy handled Alabama, I mean, really, and you can't take that away from them. They're a pretty solid football team. But is that because of the reality of NIL? Like NIL and transfer portal, Vandy's not bad. You know, and I'm one of the only people that said that there was a chance that they could beat Alabama before the game. You know, I've said this before. Mike Johnson and I, the headline was, they can beat us. Now, I didn't think they were going to. Don't get me wrong. But this isn't the same Vandy team that you guys played, that, you know, with a bunch of nerds on it. I mean, they went out and got football players.
Yeah, and I do think that's because of NIL and the transfer portal. It's kind of leveling the playing field now. You having good players everywhere. You know, so like I said, it's starting to look like the NFL was like any given Sunday. You know, you have these teams that's won 2 or 3 games throughout 12 weeks to come in and beat a undefeated team because they got the players to do it. So I feel like it's like that now. It's shifting to like how the pro ball setup is.
Well, the difference to me is the depth, the talent, and the depth you have too deep. I mean, when we were at Alabama, and you took a look at that defensive line, I mean, it didn't matter if you started or if you were technically on the second team on that defensive line. I mean, y'all were all dogs. I mean, it was just a ruthless bunch, you know, up front. Like I always say, it's a great wall of hell no. I mean, just there was so much talent stacked up there, and I mean, it had to be debilitating for an offensive line, especially. You know, you're out there the entire game, and you got new faces you're having to block that are somewhat fresh and honestly more talented than you. I mean, it's pretty tough to line up every play and just get, you know, your face shoved in the dirt.
Well, wasn't very fun, huh?
And like I said, I'm grateful to play in the time that we did because of that. Like, I don't know if that ever happened if we had NIL. I don't know if a lot of those guys sat around, you know, and you know, play they, you know, like I was one of those guys, you know, to my last year, you know, so I had the opportunity to sit there and learn and play behind a lot of great players. And, you know, when I did finally get on the field, it meant that much more to me. It was like, yeah, so
it paid off going to the NFL too, probably.
No doubt.
It was pretty nice when, you know, you'd have a 3 and out and you'd go to the sideline and you'd sit there and you'd be, you know, you kind of go over some adjustments and, you know, like, man, ready to get back on the field. And I'd be like, well, give it about 3 minutes. We'll be right back out there.
Hey, guys, brought to you by Yuengling Lager. Good time to have a cold Yuengling. We got the Yuengling swag as we hang out here at Coastal Orange Beach, which, by the way, is beautiful. And Gumbo Fest is coming. You live down here, man.
Yeah, I know.
This is your neck of the woods now.
This is my first, like, fall here. I moved here, like, in January last year. So this is my first, like, experience of this. Like, so it's been great. Like, the weather.
This your first time at Coastal?
No. This
come on.
Oh, man, regular, huh? That was some.
Yeah, this is my spot.
See, like, the crab claws look great, by the way. Gumbo Fest is Saturday, November 2nd, 11 to 2. So maybe some of you guys that are here local or maybe across the state looking for something to do, November 2nd, Gumbo Fest in Coastal is selling tickets for that, $25 a person, but be a lot of tasting and a good atmosphere for it. And I mean, the beach is like right behind us, you know, as we talk Alabama football on the Bama Tailgate Show. This is the question that I have for you guys, because this is one of the biggest concerns I have about this football team. Is Bama getting better game by game?
I don't feel like it right now, Mick. That's my concern. You know, I don't feel like we're getting any better. You know, I feel like we're showing up and doing a lot of the same stuff, repetitive mistakes, same stuff coming up on the defensive side, same stuff coming up on the offensive side. And it's frustrating because we got the opponents in the stable to really, you know, boat race teams. We got great players, so I feel like we do have a great scheme for the most part. You know what I mean? I just feel like we've been inconsistent when it comes to establishing who we are. You know, we played great on defense some downs. You know what I mean? Like some drives we may be all right. The next drive you don't know. They may go 80 yards on us, you know, so you don't know what you get. You know, that's kind of how I feel about it.
it's kind of like what Ryan said earlier, man. I still don't feel like we have an identity, especially defensively. I think the first few weeks of the season, we didn't play teams that necessarily challenged us. Outside of Georgia, of course, but you saw what happened in that second half. I think we executed well in the first half. I think they kind of figured it out, got comfortable in the second half, and thank goodness, they didn't play like that for the entirety of the game. But defensively, I think we're, Kane, I think he's toying around multiple different schemes. I think, we haven't shown that we're dominant in anything yet, and we're still trying to figure it out, still making a lot of mistakes in that process. And defensively, no, you're not seeing much improvement. Offensively, we got the players, we're pretty young at receiver, but they're so talented out there. Ryan Williams, he's already an all-timer at Alabama.
Yeah, second most yards receiving in the SEC, and he's supposed to be a senior at Saraland.
Yeah. He should be playing Friday nights. But again, we got a lot of talent. It's just we got to figure it out. And again, just Kalen DeBoer's first year, we got to give him some time. He set the bar high with the Georgia game, but he's only been at Alabama for 6 months. So our players just got to learn his style, learn Kane's style, and get comfortable back there.
That's rough to do in the SEC. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him some grace with that. Like, you figuring it out in the SEC on the road against the teams that we play in these deep rivalries. And you got people that's, like I said, that's not very familiar with it. You got to give them some grace, but at the end of the day, you do want to see the sense of urgency go up. You know what I mean? So,
and the problem in the SEC is that you have teams that may go 6-6. I always make this comment about Arkansas every year. When you play Arkansas, you may beat them 42-7, but when you wake up Sunday morning, you played somebody. They're tough, they're physical, they play football with bad intentions, and that's how it is across the SEC. If you're not prepared, you're going to get whipped and you might get hurt.
Well, they also beat Tennessee too. They beat Tennessee, and they're not a bad football team. Be interesting to see how things shake out for them against LSU, I think, this weekend. But that the entire conference has gotten better because of the NIL, except the teams at the top like Alabama and Georgia. And I think it's like you're saying, you don't have to be patient anymore to wait for your opportunity to play. You just go somewhere else and get right on the field, or you can go out and buy players because of the fact that you can go out and buy players if you're a program like Vandy with NIL money. And you hear Mark Stoops, who you like, the Kentucky coach, talking about, hey, if you guys want to win, we need more NIL money.
Exactly. Well,
yeah, man, you're just not going to compete at the highest level without a lot of money to pay these players. I've always been on the side of I thought players should be able to make some money, but we've just gotten to a point in college football where it's kind of ruining the integrity of the game. You can't recruit kids with money. It's just I don't think it's good for the health of the kids in the long run either.
It's hard to develop a kid when you're 16, 17 years old, and I'm only talking to you about money, salary. It's so much more you got to learn then. You know what I mean? I just remember going back and being 17, going to college, enrolling early, and I couldn't imagine if I had, $1 million or $800,000 or $500,000 in NIL deal. I don't know if I'll be here right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Seriously. So, it's good that they are getting paid, but like Jake said, it's got to be regulated. It's taking away a lot of the integrity of the game. Even from the parent standpoint. These kids going through stuff at a lot earlier age that you may you have to deal with when you get in NFL when they come to get paid. Now you having parents and family come at you and doing all type of different stuff to you at 16, 17 years old, 18 years old when it comes to your finances. I hate it for them, and I'm happy for them at the same time. So, but it's definitely changed the game.
Hanging out with you guys at Coastal. This is the Bama Football Tailgate Show across the state of Alabama as Alabama gets set to take on Tennessee. We appreciate you hanging out with us as we always do. Jake Coker, Ryan Anderson, and I'm Mick Gillispie. Guys, you played in the third Saturday rivalry. It's my favorite college football rivalry. I like the orange and white against the crimson and white. I like the history of this matchup. I think about Bear Bryant and General Nealon. I think about Gene Stallings. Johnny Majors, Phil Fulmer, who when I was in school beat Alabama every single time. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I've enjoyed every one of the 16 wins that Alabama's had in the last 17 games, including the ones that you played. I've smoked a cigar every single time. I might have had a bourbon after those games. What's it like to play in this matchup, and what's it mean to you?
I think Tennessee is right up there with Auburn in terms of a rivalry. The cigars, the energy, the tradition of it. I would have loved to have played. I didn't get to start in Neyland Stadium. I'd have loved to go up there and be able to get on that field and play and beat them. I know when we went there in 2014, we wore them out pretty good, and it was pretty silent. So I've never really seen it, rocking like it will this Saturday. But it's a rivalry that both sides take very seriously. And again, it's one of the most storied rivalries in the history of the SEC. So, I know the energy's there every time you play Tennessee. The energy's there on campus in Tuscaloosa and up in Knoxville. It's one of those that it makes you lock in and focus far more than just any other regular SEC game. So, man, I think we're showing up Saturday, and I like that. I like us to cover the spread.
What's the line?
I think it's 2.5 now.
Okay.
Has it gone down to 1?
2.5 or 3.
Okay.
According to me, but yeah, I'd love to see us go there and cover. I'm surprised by this because I've seen Alabama struggle, but Tennessee struggled too. I mean, they lost to Arkansas. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't move the ball against Florida, although Dylan Sampson ended up breaking off some runs. He ended up with over 100 yards, and Nico ended up doing enough. They've got Squirrel White, who's one of the great names in college football history, as their best wide receiver. Bama's going to have to contain those guys if they're going to win this game.
I think that's been like the story of these last couple of years against Tennessee. They got good players too, good skill players. They've been consistently recruiting them, and that's something we definitely going to have to do if we're going to give ourselves a chance to win this game. Like I say, I feel like both teams going into it have been inconsistent so far, haven't really established an identity. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing how we respond in such a big game, seeing how Kalen DeBoer and his staff, approach it and see how they plan for it and how they handle it throughout this game.
Yeah, I think it's strength against strength and weakness against weakness. Tennessee's offense, not a very consistent offense. Nico I think he's a very talented player. He shows his youth. I don't think he anticipates all that well right now. I think he's going to be dangerous here in a year or two. But and then Alabama on defense. I mean, you just don't know who's going to show up. You don't know. Are we going to play sound? Are we going to bust coverage? The biggest thing to me in this game is stopping the run and not allowing explosive plays and giving Nico confidence as a quarterback for Tennessee. And again, we got to get pressure on Nico. We got to stop the run first of all, but we also have to get pressure on Nico. Those guys that anticipate well. Sometimes when you're applying pressure, and they can get the ball out quick before receivers out of breaks, it can really hurt you on defense. I don't think he's going to be able to anticipate and get the ball out and see blitzes coming. One thing I think if we bring zone pressures, I always liked, if I had pressure coming and I was looking at man coverage, I kind of knew where to go with the ball and get it out. When you bring pressures and you got zone behind it, guys dropping in, and you don't know who's dropping, who's coming, always confused me. I'd love to see a lot of that. But again, the key to me is not giving Nico confidence early, no chunk plays, and you got to dominate the line of scrimmage up front and stop the run.
That sounds like a good idea. Guys, I want to remind you that the show is brought to you by Visit Sevierville and visit Sevierville.com. Fall is a great time to visit Sevierville in the Smoky Mountains. We're in the middle of Smoky Mountain Harvest Fest right now, which means creative fall displays throughout Sevierville and as well brilliant fall colors in the trees. Peak leaf viewing season is typically from right now, mid-October to mid-November. Visit Sevierville.com/fall. They've also got some self-guided driving tours as well. And it really feels like fall finally, even down here. At Orange Beach, hanging out at the beach. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to you guys about our fallen colleague, the guy that we're going to miss forever, Big Sexy Elmo, right after this.
Alabama PALS, People Against a Littered State, is a statewide organization that has many programs that can benefit your county, school, city, or community. The Alabama Adopt a Mile program, the Don't Drop It on Alabama Spring Cleanup, the Alabama Coastal Cleanup, and the Alabama Clean Campus program are all programs available to you and your groups. Join with Alabama PALS and let's all do our part in making Alabama truly Alabama the Beautiful. For more information, go to alpals.org. Sponsored by Alabama PALS, ALDOT, the ABA, and this station.
Is your business facing new challenges such as higher employee wages and lower workforce participation? Luckily, there's a local solution. As your Alabama Career Center system, we make running your business easier. We assist both small and large businesses throughout the state. To take advantage of all we offer, visit your local center or find us online at labor.alabama.gov. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association, an equal opportunity employer. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities.
We know texting and driving is dangerous and tailgating causes crashes. We know that road rage doesn't get us down the road faster. So let's all help each other and focus on driving safely, especially around work zones. Speeding or any other dangerous driving moves through a work zone will cost you double the normal fine. Save your money and possibly save your life or the life of a road worker. Slow down, put away the phone, and enjoy the ride. For more information, visit drivesafealabama.org. Sponsored by ALDOT, ALEA, the ABA, and this station.
Work is a part of all of us. We know that the world around us has changed, and that's why the Alabama Department of Labor is here to get you back to working hard. Work is a part of all of us. Let us help you get back to it by visiting your local career center or alabamaworks.alabama.gov. Funding provided by the USDOL, ETA, and Federal WIOA, and Equal Opportunity Employer Program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Coach Nick Saban.
Helping children is very important to Miss Terry and me. As parents, it saddens us to know that there are more than 5,000 children in foster care in Alabama. These children need loving, nurturing families to care for them. We ask you to join the team and become champions for children by opening your heart, opening your home, and becoming a foster or adoptive parent.
For more information, call 1-866-4AL-KIDS. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by the Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Do you know the facts about Mpox? The most visual symptom of Mpox is a rash. The rash can be preceded by fever, headache, muscle aches, backaches, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion, and a cough. Symptoms start within 3 weeks of exposure to the virus. If you are at higher risk, protect yourself by avoiding close skin-to-skin contact with people and get vaccinated. To learn more about Mpox and determine if you are at risk, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/Mpox. Sponsored by the Alabama Public Health Department, ABA, and this station.
Roll Tide, everybody. Welcome back to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show, talking Alabama and Tennessee. And glad to have all of you guys with us as we do so here today from the beach. And what a great beach view at Coastal. And glad to see so many of you guys that have come to hang out with us to talk Alabama football. Jake Coker, Ryan Anderson, and I'm Mick Gillispie. Guys, the toughest thing in life is when you have to deal with loss. And we did that this week with Big Sexy Elmo, who I really felt like was the star of this show. I mean, last time we were at Old River Grill, some of you guys showed up and you're like, hey, where's Big Sexy at? He had spent his life in radio in Jasper, Alabama. Of course, his intro, which we're going to play here shortly, was made by him. I mean, it was his sense of humor, like this big guy with an even bigger personality and larger than life giver, man.
Well, he interviewed Kalen DeBoer, and the main question he asked is his favorite play at Waffle House.
Yeah, he asked him about smothered. What's your favorite plate at Waffle House?
All-Star.
The All-Star? That's what he said. Kalen DeBoer was like, I'll have to get that while I'm here. And I was like, I wonder what that means while I'm here. And then I watched us play the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. He better get it fast.
He started these rivalry games. If he doesn't take care of these rivalry games, he might need to look on there and take Brett's advice on what exactly to get at the Waffle House.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's his diet's a little different than Coach Saban's. I know I guess the diet for champions was what Little Debbie's and Red Man.
It's so hard to kind of just dig into what Brett meant, but after he would be on the show on Fridays, he'd broadcast Jasper Vikings football games, and last week they won 49-48 against Florence. And, won an epic game, right? And an epic win. So I thought it was cool that one of his best moments as a play-by-play guy was his last, because you're not going to get a better game than that. The game was a 49-48 game. Florence scored. They went for 2 at the end of the game, and they didn't get it. And, of course, him and Woody, his partner on WJLX, which is one of our affiliates on the Bama Tailgate show, they played that game, and people were so excited about it, and I don't blame them. So he's missed. We love him, and we'll never forget him. I mean, and he's unforgettable personality. But something that you said, Jake, it's so true. And I think that anytime that you can echo this, it's important because you don't know when you might not have the opportunity to tell somebody what you think about them in life because it's so fast.
Yeah, help when you're watching this game today. I know you're going to be surrounded with people you love and care about. And we did the show last Friday with Brett. I would have never thought that would have been our last show with Brett. Just a guy that brought happiness, joy to everybody. And you texted me Tuesday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. I just still in disbelief. Every time we came on this show, I always loved seeing that intro, always writing my day, him coming on, asking questions. Look around at the people you're watching that game with, give them a hug and tell them what you think because, again, you just never know.
Hope Alabama takes care of business in this football game. It'd be great. Good send-off.
No doubt.
All right, with that said, here's our tribute to Brett, and of course, we certainly are just devastated by his loss.
They call him Big Sexy. Coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy. Throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XPs, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that before in your life.
A lot of questions were raised in that last 30 seconds or so that kind of wondering about.
How's everybody today? How are you, Coker? I can see a big smile on your face. I know you're sporting this shirt. You think, Mick already gave me the nickname Big Sexy, and I think there's some animosity between us. But it'll be okay. It's all right, pal. Ryan, how are you? Nice to meet you. Haven't seen you on the show yet.
I'm good. Nice meeting you too, man.
Don't be jealous of the theme song. Everything's all right. We're all friends. We're all amongst friends for you 2,743 times on the finale of American Idol.
Well, I would have told you that you could have been my swing vote, but since you voted that many times, you actually could have swung me in the right direction. Look, my competition was Catherine McPhee. That was no easy feat.
You're right. Yeah, and she was a babe, and you and her both are silver foxes.
That's exactly.
and you look, But look who comes out on top, man. It's not about the looks. I mean,
It's
Catherine
about the
was a
love muscles, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Coach, it's sort of like the Roll Tide Willie thing. It's like that movie Vegas Vacation where Cousin Eddie finally meets Wayne Newton in the casino. It's like, can I be your bodyguard? That you coached in places where there were no Waffle Houses, and I don't understand that. Are you a Waffle House guy? And if you are, what's your go-to on the menu?
You know what? I need to become one, I think. But that I can't say just because of what you just mentioned. Places I've coached, that hasn't been a thing. So had to go out of my territory to experience it. So I can't speak very well on and articulately on anything to do with the Waffle House. But I do know that I need to get that figured out while I'm here.
You need to get that figured out because it's the go-to is going to be probably the All-Star, scrambled eggs, a little bacon, a little bit of hash brown smothered covered chunked. You'll learn the lingo. Fill me in on what this is. National Yucatan Shrimp Day.
I don't know what Yucatan shrimp are, but if they're anything like golf shrimp, they're delicious.
Probably from the Yucatan, if I had to.
But hey, I got to tell you this, and I probably should show the video. You know, we were talking about the cicadas.
Yeah.
They were actually eating cicadas at the. Here, let me pull this up real quick. They were actually eating cicadas last night at the baseball game.
What?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and put this up for you guys. You reminded me. And then you say they tasted like shrimp.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh. Pitch is down and away. Oh, no.
No way.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
As well.
He's from Townley.
He's an Auburn fan.
This is not pleasant. They're showing it on the video board.
That's an Auburn fan if I've ever seen one.
Look at this guy. He's going to dip it in his beer. Did you know?
No. I mean, what the hell? I mean, if you're going to eat this cicada, you might as well dip it in the beer.
Pitch is down and away. Oh, no.
Well, he's like, yeah, it tastes better. It tastes sort of like, he tells his wife, I'm not bad.
Tastes
then
like
Auburn
shrimp.
fans are like, hey, man, I am used to eating these things.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's like, hi. And he looks at the camera.
This is not pleasant. They're showing it on the video board.
Oh my God. I watched that. Yeah, I watched that and I was like, oh my God, I got to show Brett. Like, do they,
funny.
Is that it? But my question to you is that Yucatan shrimp?
Oh no.
That may be what it's it may be what it is. I don't know.
National Best Friends Day.
Hey, that's you, man. Hey, pal. Hey, buddy, look what you got. Hey, man, I gotta tell you, man, like I tell you this, try to tell you a lot, but man, I love hanging out with you. Like you make me laugh. It's like this is more than just a show. I mean, the two of us are like we talk on the phone constantly. So thanks, brother.
Yeah.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
We're spending the weekend together. I'm visiting, and I'm having a great time here. And,
you just make me laugh like a lot of times,
And sometimes I don't even mean to.
I know.
Today is National Upsy Daisy Day.
The best thing is when you sent the Step Brothers picture with our faces cut out.
Right. It's great.
Everybody's going, these guys, if you haven't made it this far on the show, thank you.
Yeah. You guys have just
coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rundowns. Oh, Big Sexy, throwing out those Alabama thoughts, sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught.
Hey guys, look at me. Now look at yourselves. I make the big plays and the big games. You don't. Yeah, you would have made All-State if Coach put you in. Keep telling that story, or you can actually play the game. The sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino puts you in the starting lineup. I'll still be making the plays, you'll be making the bets, and finally getting the sports glory you deserve. The Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. Play the game.
Peanut butter whiskey? Why the hell not? A little salty, a little sweet, a little savory, and always smooth. Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey that's unexpectedly delicious. Visit screwballwhiskey.com to learn more. That's Screwball with a K. Enjoy responsibly.
In the heart of Orange Beach, Alabama, directly on the Gulf of Mexico, you'll find your new favorite place to dine with family and friends, Coastal Orange Beach. It's the ultimate dining experience with incredible beach views, and we're now serving breakfast on the beach. We open daily at 8 a.m., so be sure to join us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Coastal Orange Beach is quickly becoming the place that locals love and a destination for anyone visiting the Gulf Coast. We can't wait to see you on the beach. CoastalOrangeBeach.com.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
Tuscaloosa is Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Enjoy gaming excitement and catch the thrill of the big win. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
In some places, football is a sport. In Alabama, it's a fine art. New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel Amore's upcoming painting, Deuces Wild. This season, Bama is blessed with a pair of very talented deuces. The pair played a huge role on both sides of the ball in the Tide's amazing 41-34 victory over number 2 Georgia. Deuces Wild will portray the unbelievable game-winning 75-yard touchdown catch by deuce number 1, Ryan Williams, late in the fourth quarter.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Peanut butter whiskey? Why the hell not? A little salty, a little sweet, a little savory, and always smooth. Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey that's unexpectedly delicious. Visit screwballwhiskey.com to learn more. That's Screwball with a K. Enjoy responsibly.
You say Rammer, Jammer, Yellow Hammer, Alabama, Roll Tide Roll.
Hey, welcome back to Gating and Grilling. Have you seen Taylor?
I haven't seen him either.
Maybe he needs to find a phone.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, we got a special show for you guys today because you know how talented Taylor is.
He is that.
He's got a special song for you guys. So I can't wait to get started. What you got going on the grill anyway?
Carl's Conecuh Crack Crackers. Today.
CCC.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're ready. We're in Franklin. We're at Kimbrough's. Y'all stay with us.
Don't forget to check out the Bama Tailgate promo and enter, and good luck. It's a way to build our Bama Tailgate community and also have a really good time doing it. So don't forget to check out thecommunity.io and then scan the QR code or click the link on the YouTube bio. That's all you have to do. But thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing here on the Bama Tailgate Show, and roll tide, everybody.
Hey everybody, Taylor Hicks here. My buddy Stanton. You played here before, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Stanton, Kimbrough's Picket Parlor. Sorry I'm a little late, but I figured I'd just hop right up on this porch and play you a tune. I just debuted at the Opry called Porch Swing. Ready?
Yeah.
I remember you so clear. It was about this time of year. Underneath that moon, you stole my heart. We're down from Old Mill Creek. Those crickets started singing us a melody, and we made a wish upon your favorite star. There's no happier man alive with all of you right by my side. Well, hey, yeah, you told me that you love me one warm summer night. And hey, yeah, I knew I was gonna love you for the rest of our lives. Hey, yes, hearing that old chain creaking, rocking so easy. You and me go dreaming, swinging on a porch swing. We're dreaming on a porch swing.
Man, you got the right drink for the right game.
Big game.
Big game, because I don't want my Tennessee friends to be calling me talking about Big Orange this and Big Orange that.
And you know, being up here in Tennessee, we're a little bit in enemy territory. So we got a ton of Tennessee friends that are going to give us hell if we don't win this game. So I decided to bring in a classic Alabama liquor drink that all of our Alabama brethren down in Alabama, and all of our football and all of our athletic folks drink. Not even, not just Alabama fans, but look, there are all kinds of fans in Alabama. It's called the Yellowhammer. And even though the Yellowhammer is the state bird, it's also a pretty awesome drink that I love, that it's got a lot of good flavors in it. The Yellowhammer, it's got the kitchen sink, right?
It does.
It's got orange juice, so we're going to throw some orange juice in here. And it's also got some pineapple. So we're going to do a couple of cans of pineapple. And this probably makes 4 or 5 drinks.
Hey, it's a healthy drink.
And yes, it's a healthy drink at this point. I mean, I don't know necessarily if it's going to get healthier, but we know it's got orange juice, and we can do this in the mornings too. I mean, I've seen a lot of tailgaters drink this drink in Alabama, and it kind of substitutes for a good the good mimosa or anything, but it's got a little bit more kick. Going to go 2 parts. 2 parts. 2 parts vodka. So that's going to be 1, and then that's going to be 2.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go 2 parts rum. 1.
Rum, vodka, pineapple, orange juice.
You can have a little bit more rum too, because it's, you can flavor it. You can flavor it how you want to, but then we're going to go 1 part. We're going to go 1 part amaretto. And what I love about the amaretto too is that it actually gives a little bit of color. Gives a little bit of color. I'm just going to put a little bit more amaretto in there. And then
this drink goes on so many occasions.
Look, I've seen a lot of people drink this drink and have a real good time, whether you win or lose on the 3rd Saturday of October. So hopefully a tied victory.
Hopefully. You got a Yellowhammer right here. And I'll tell you what, we're going to get in it, but we're also going to get in it to win it. So if you have not been to dcommunity.io, do so right now. Just go to dcommunity.io and get in it to win it. Play the parlay, have fun. They're giving away money every week, so could be you, right?
Let's take a minute to talk about our friends at D Community and the weekly parlay challenge. Kevin and the guys are awesome on gating and grilling. You know that. But what everyone needs to know is there's a really fun hidden part, which is the parlay challenge. Basically, each week, everyone needs to pick their winner and total points to get an entry in the weekly challenge. And there's lots of prizes.
we do best picks and random prizes drawn from everyone who entered. Plus, there's a leaderboard. So if you do it each week, there'll be season prizes, and those who play each week will have better chances to win those prizes. So scan the QR code or the link on the YouTube bio, or go to dcommunity.io, and you will see the tailgate promo. That's it. Have fun and good luck, and roll Tide.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're missing Carl.
We don't need any extra rum in that, do we?
No, we don't.
Where's Carl?
Where's Carl? That
What's up, Carl? Silver.
What's up?
Silver Fox.
I've been overworking my ass off. Drinking whiskey. Get out.
We don't need any extra rum in that, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah, not. But I'm
You never had a Yellowhammer?
Never had a Yellowhammer.
Well,
today's your day.
Today's your day, my friend.
Yep.
Yellowhammer for the Bammer.
We got what do we have here? This looks like
These
something.
These are Carl's.
Something light.
All it is a club cracker, Kaneka, jalapeno, boom, and we go to the grill, heat them up, and eat them up.
Heat them up and eat them up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great. We're all about one-liners on this episode today.
Yes, we are.
Crack.
How do you say it?
Cracker. Come on over here, Carl. Bring that cracked out cracker over here.
That's the cracker, brother. Look right there.
Nothing that I need more than a Yellowhammer than a cracked out cracker.
We got that jalapeno. I want to offset the heat with some John Boy and Billy Sweet and Mild.
Okay. So basically, you got a club cracker, a piece of Kaneka, and a little bit of jalapeno, and I see the seeds in there.
Yes.
So I know that this club cracker is going to be in fuego.
This is the thing too, man.
It's going to go great with that Yellowhammer.
Oh man,
Grab one, Kevin.
Oh, I will. You kidding me?
That warm cracker on the grill.
Carl's Kaneka
Cracker.
Cracker.
You're getting there.
And you know what's interesting is I've never had a grilled club cracker before.
It's good too.
And you're right. It brings out the butteriness of the cracker.
And the John Boy and Billy Sweet and Mild cuts the heat.
Cuts the heat down. Yellowhammers, cracked out crackers, Bama football.
What could be better?
A win.
A Yellowhammer.
You're
right. A Yellowhammer and a victory.
That's it, bro.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
Should we take a ride?
I think we should.
Only one of these, right? Only one of these.
Yeah.
Only one of these. We're coming back.
Well, we really didn't even finish one.
Well,
so
that's
we're
right.
Good.
We're good. We'll be right back. We are taking a ride in this thing, though.
Come on. Hey, guys, what a great hang today. Man, thank you for being in Gating and Grilling. Carl, off the chain as usual on the grill. And Taylor, you're just super talented, man. What a great song. Thank you,
I
brother.
appreciate that. Hey, we'll see you next time on Gating and Grilling.
What a car. Love the color. Yeah, man, smooth.
Alabama PALS, People Against a Littered State, is a statewide organization that has many programs that can benefit your county, school, city, or community. The Alabama Adopt a Mile program, the Don't Drop It on Alabama Spring Cleanup, the Alabama Coastal Cleanup, and the Alabama Clean Campus program are all programs available to you and your groups. Join with Alabama PALS and let's all do our part in making Alabama truly Alabama the Beautiful. For more information, go to alpals.org. Sponsored by Alabama PALS, ALDOT, the ABA, and this station.
Is your business facing new challenges such as higher employee wages and lower workforce participation? Luckily, there's a local solution. As your Alabama Career Center system, we make running your business easier. We assist both small and large businesses throughout the state. To take advantage of all we offer, visit your local center or find us online at labor.alabama.gov. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association, an equal opportunity employer. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities.
We know texting and driving is dangerous and tailgating causes crashes. We know that road rage doesn't get us down the road faster. So let's all help each other and focus on driving safely, especially around work zones. Speeding or any other dangerous driving moves through a work zone will cost you double the normal fine. Save your money and possibly save your life or the life of a road worker. Slow down, put away the phone, and enjoy the ride. For more information, visit drivesafealabama.org. Sponsored by ALDOT, ALEA, the ABA, and this station.
Work is a part of all of us. We know that the world around us has changed, and that's why the Alabama Department of Labor is here to get you back to working hard. Work is a part of all of us. Let us help you get back to it by visiting your local career center or alabamaworks.alabama.gov. Funding provided by the USDOL, ETA, and Federal WIOA, and Equal Opportunity Employer Program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Coach Nick Saban.
Helping children is very important to Miss Terry and me. As parents, it saddens us to know that there are more than 5,000 children in foster care in Alabama. These children need loving, nurturing families to care for them. We ask you to join the team and become champions for children by opening your heart, opening your home, and becoming a foster or adoptive parent.
For more information, call 1-866-4AL-KIDS. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by the Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Do you know the facts about Mpox? The most visual symptom of Mpox is a rash. The rash can be preceded by fever, headache, muscle aches, backaches, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion, and a cough. Symptoms start within 3 weeks of exposure to the virus. If you are at higher risk, protect yourself by avoiding close skin-to-skin contact with people and get vaccinated. To learn more about Mpox and determine if you are at risk, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/Mpox. Sponsored by the Alabama Public Health Department, ABA, and this station.
The original Bama Football Tailgate Show is on the air. Alabama football is rolling, and we've got you covered with a breakdown of the game matchup, an SEC preview, and all the fun of an afternoon on the quad with national championship winning quarterback Jake Coker, WJLX radio voice Brett Elmore, and CoverCrimson.com host Mick Gillispie. The Bama Football Tailgate Show is presented to you by Pearl River Resort Casino in Choctaw, Mississippi. Let's play, featuring the Sportsbook at the Timeout Lounge, Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, and celebrating 30 years of excellence. Also brought to you by Yuengling Lager. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. The only beer you need at a Bama tailgate party. 22 Bills, where the spirit of the athlete meets the art of sustainable living. The Floribama world-famous Beach Bar and Lounge in Orange Beach. Visit Sevierville. Your Smokies start here. Plan your next Smokies adventure at visitsevierville.com. Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. Screw the usual. And let's toast a hashtag to the Screwballs every time the tide rolls. R&R Cigars, home of the Alabama Victory Cigar. Unique bar on the Strip, home of the NFL, MLB, Premier League package. Catch all the games at Unique. Visit Tuscaloosa. Not too small, not too big. Tuscaloosa is pronounced just right. Pond Royale, located at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. Cover Crimson YouTube and CoverCrimson.com. Rolling with the tide 24/7, 365. NewLifeArt.com, publisher of Fine Art Editions by Daniel A. Moore. Use the code Bama Tailgate for amazing deals at NewLifeArt.com. Sticks Tractor and Tree Service in South Alabama. Affordable pricing and customer service guaranteed. Now the host of the Bama Tailgate Show, Mick Gillispie.
All right, roll tide, everybody. Second hour of the original Bama Football Tailgate Show as we talk to you from beautiful Orange Beach with Jake Coker and Ryan Anderson. I'm Mick Gillispie, and we're going to talk more about this matchup against Tennessee, 2:30 at Neyland Stadium. We're going to do it with our friend Tom Abraham from 97.7 ESPN, The Zone in Huntsville, Alabama. Tom, good to see you, brother. How you been, man?
I am fantastic. How are you guys? And, I'm sorry for your loss with your good friend, Brett Elmore. That was very, very sad and shocking news. To lose a guy like that, as young as he is, that was already building a legendary career.
And I'll tell you what, he was the star of this show. I mean, he'd come on for like 5 minutes and just blow it up and then go back behind the scenes and make you laugh. It's been a tough week, but thanks, Tom. Definitely appreciate it. All of us definitely miss Brett and are devastated by his loss. Let's talk a little bit about this football game. And as we hang out at Coastal, Tom, I don't know if you can see it, but Jake and Ryan are over here ready with some delicious plates of food. Have you been down here before?
I have been down there to Orange Beach. It is absolutely gorgeous. It hasn't gotten too overcrowded yet. Boy, that white sand is spectacular. And yeah, I see those guys knocking down that chow.
Looks pretty good. All right, guys, let's start with this. Tom, I'm going to throw this at you first. Best third Saturday in October memory. Tom, you first.
Rocky Stop, not Rocky Block. Rocky Stop would be the first one. And then, of course, with the Roman Harper hit, balls fumbled through the back of the end zone. And that stadium shook. I never felt anything like that. It was amazing. I was in the press box at the time. I was sitting next to Paul Feinbaum, and that place was just absolutely, literally shaking when that moment happened because, Alabama hadn't begun the dynasty under Nick Saban yet, so that was the 6-3 game. The other one was the first game, Saban's first game against Tennessee. My son was on the staff as a student assistant. He texted me from the locker room before the game. I was doing a pregame show then on the quad, and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but we got 5 guys that have been suspended due to a book scandal deal. Glenn Coffey and a bunch of other. It was 5 starters that were out." And I didn't go with it on the air because I didn't want to, out my son's information that he was giving me from the locker room. We were handed the note right before the game. Everybody looked at each other and said, "Man, this is going to be rough." And then Alabama went out and just absolutely destroyed Tennessee that day. So I would say those two for me.
Best ticket I ever had was that one. Somebody handed me, it was 11 o'clock game. I remember we onside kicked to start. Somebody handed me a ticket, 2 tickets, 50-yard line, right by where I could go in and get Diet Cokes for my bourbon and a bathroom right underneath, and I was on the end. That was the best ticket I ever had, Tom, for that game, the book scandal game. What about you guys? Ryan has the legendary forced fumble to beat Tennessee in 2015, and Jake, of course, has the humidor from that game.
Yeah.
Well, Mick, I don't really know if it's legendary. If it ain't got a Daniel Moore, it ain't legendary. So. It was a moment.
I love that moment too. That's the game that was the Tennessee game, Tom, that these guys played in, where Derrick Henry ran over Tennessee the entire third quarter, but the Brookwood High School band was manning the they were manning the concession stand, so I couldn't get a drink the entire time. I just kept hearing a lot of roaring. But what go as a fan though, and not even the game that you guys played in, not counting 2015, your favorite Tennessee moment.
I will start with that because I'll say my favorite moment was we had that 2-minute drive to win there at the end, or we faked the jet sweep and ran the outside zone for a touchdown, and Derek scored, and I just breathed a sigh of relief because I knew, with us scoring and winning, I wasn't going to get my ass kicked in the locker room after the game. So that was my favorite memory. But, I guess as a fan, I'm going to go with Roman Harper knocking that ball out. I'm with Tom on that one.
There's the block. What about you?
Cody game.
Oh, Mount Cody.
Yeah. That was my
Are you at that game?
I wasn't at it, but I remember watching it.
But the loudest I've ever heard Brian Denny was when Ryan got that sack to seal the deal.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was my favorite all-time moment in college football for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and you were a little angry before you went out there on the field, weren't you?
Yeah, I was always mad, but I was real mad.
You almost pulled a Malachi Moore, but didn't go on the field.
Yeah, It's a whole situation behind that play. So it was like, I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity. Like, when it happened, that definitely made everything a whole lot better. I couldn't have dreamed up a better scenario than that. Like prior to that play, I probably thought I'm probably gonna be kicked off the team Sunday.
Then you make a big play.
Yeah.
Tom, where do you rank Neyland Stadium as far as like stadium atmospheres?
To be honest with you, I arrived on the scene about 2007, and it wasn't happy times in Neyland Stadium, since then for a long time until they tore those goalposts down. It wasn't. I remember multiple times Alabama fans singing "Rammer Jammer," in Neyland Stadium. I remember that when I was working in Nashville, the joke was that Philip Fulmer should go to work for FEMA because nobody could evacuate 100,000 people faster than Philip Fulmer. That was kind of the times there. It is the setting is beautiful. There's no doubt about it, being right there on the river, and I did many shows from Calhoun's, right out in front. So it is a cool setting, but it wasn't a particularly hard place to play, during my career as a broadcaster, because it seemed like Alabama was dominating them, obviously, during the entire Saban run.
Yeah, I loved it too.
Yeah.
It was always great. I mean, when I was in school, we lost every single time. I see John McKinnis out there. You knew about this. We never beat him. So it's been nice. I guess we're old now. If we've won 16.
It's been a very streaky deal. I mean, right? I mean, it's always been streaky. You go 8-9 games in a row. And, of course, I think this one that Saban had is an all-timer. But it's always been a very streaky series that somebody gets on a roll in that thing. And, so it's been that way for years. And hopefully this streak will continue now into the DeBoer era.
How do you think DeBoer is going to respond to these rivalry games? I mean, he beat Georgia, but then we lost to Vanderbilt, which – I mean, I know Vanderbilt's not the Vanderbilt you guys played, but I mean, this is still, you lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah. My pastor, the day after that happened in church, he was doing a sermon about the end times, and he was talking about all the end times and signs of the end times. And then at the end, he said, and then on top of everything else, Vanderbilt beat Alabama. So clearly we are at the end times. So I'm not sure about that deal, but it'll be interesting because it's not just DeBoer, it's the whole staff. Going to that place now, this is going to be this isn't Vanderbilt. There were more people in the bathrooms, at Neyland Stadium that there were at Vanderbilt for that game. So this is a different animal. And DeBoer, that's one thing. I worry a little bit about Womack, and I worry a little bit about Sheridan. You worry a little bit about the rest of the staff. A lot of the players have been through it. But this is going to be a whole new experience, I think, for all of those guys that are working that game, and the guys that are in the golf shirts and the T-shirts in the case of Kalen DeBoer. And so it'll be very interesting to see how they deal with this kind of deal on the road. I'll tell you one way they could deal with it: put somebody's hand in the dirt and hand the ball off to those running backs a little bit, and not relying 100% on Jalen Milroe to do everything. And, let those linemen have a chance to kind of roll off the ball and knock somebody around a little and get a little bit physical with this Tennessee team that is definitely, they got to have doubts in their own mind as to what's going on with their offense, especially.
Hey, it sounds like a good idea to me as we hang out here at Coastal Orange Beach. Tom, tell everybody about your show, The Big Dog, and thank you for coming on, man. We'll see you again next week.
Yeah, we just wrapped it up. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, and on the app. We're also on in Tennessee on ESPN Winchester as well. And, you can catch it on the app. It's every day from noon to 2. And we just had a very lively, fun show. I unloaded all of my UT stuff that I had there. I've got the I Hate Tennessee. I got the Rommel cut, from Derek Dooley talking about Rommel and Alabama being like the Americans and his team being like the Germans, and all that good stuff that we save that we roll out each week for each year for Tennessee Week.
Right. Yeah. The guy that says you can't run with that Tennessee orange.
Can't sit with that. I can't sit with that. It's pumpkin. It's like the inside of a pumpkin, and I hate pumpkins.
That's our friend Tom Abraham, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone in North Alabama, Huntsville, North Alabama. Guys, we come back. Kenny White from Vegas. We got John McInnes, Clint Lamb coming up. More of the original Bama football tailgate show right after this.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Score big at Floribama's Old River Grill with our great game menu. Grab your friends and watch the game on one of our 30-plus TVs. Our game day menu is full of flavor, from fried green beans to cowboy caviar and game day staples like the buffalo chicken sandwich, traditional jumbo chicken wings, Southwest egg rolls, and the chips and dip trio. Wash it all down with a bucket of beer or one of our many drink specials. Bring your friends and family for game day and join us at Floribama Old River Grill. For more info, visit our website at floribamaoldrivergrill.com.
Unique on the Strip. It's the best place to watch sports.
You're not even kidding. 11 TVs, NFL and MLB package, NHL, EPL, and so much more. If you want a game, they have it.
Now they're doing weekly NFL Pick'em, winners every Sunday, and grand prizes on Super Bowl Sunday.
And we haven't even mentioned the drink specials.
Of course they have daily drink specials. You can see them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Unique T-Town every day.
Unique on the Strip, the best place to watch sports in Tuscaloosa.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Enjoy gaming excitement and catch the thrill of the big win. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
Autumn brings vivid colors to the back roads and hollows of Sevierville, Tennessee. Wind your way to quaint country churches, a historic covered bridge, and even a pick-your-own apple orchard. This fall, the best views are yours on Sevierville's Rocky Flats Fall Driving Tour. Learn more and find additional fall drives to enjoy at visitsevierville.com/fall.
Gary Allen in concert.
Every storm runs from that rain.
Gary Allen.
I'm just sitting
live.
here watching airplanes.
Saturday, October 12th at Pearl River Resort Silver Star Convention Center. Tickets on sale now at pearlriverresort.com.
Yeah, that's right where I need to be.
Don't miss Gary Allen. Live.
Who doesn't love a good Bloody Mary come game day? We set out to make the best tasting, the savory, spicy, and southern. So as my song goes, call it an early weekend and sip on my signature blend. I don't have to be me till Monday Bloody Mary mix. So leave it all behind and head on over to Pearl River Resort, exclusively at their restaurants, bars, and award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. This weekend, just say, I'll have what Steve's having.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Football is back, and no one does it better than the Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. This season, you can watch the games with nothing on the line. Boring. Or you can make a play in the starting lineup. The Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino puts you into the big plays with big bets and big wins, making every game more exciting than ever. It's time for the sports glory you deserve without breaking a sweat. The Sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. Play the game.
Must be 21.
Welcome back to the original Bama football tailgate show as we talk Alabama and Tennessee, and we go all the way out to Vegas to bring on our main man, Kenny White. Kenny White. And, Kenny, I want you to meet John McInnes out here. It's a guy that put the Coastal together, part owner of the Floor Bama, and more importantly, my fraternity brother, man.
That's
Roll
right.
Tide, man.
Yeah, roll tide, dude.
Good to see
Hey,
you.
Kenny, how are you, buddy?
Hey, John, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I wish I was there with you guys. I've been to the Flobama Beach one time.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Beautiful beaches and beautiful hotels, restaurants, bars. It was a great time. So love to come back with you guys one time.
Yeah, man, come on anytime you want. You probably a little more lively than me today. David Ross and I were up with Post Malone till about 4 a.m. at Floribama. So y'all get what's left of me today.
Yeah, that's fine with us.
Yeah.
Next time, we didn't get the invite, Jake.
Yeah, appreciate that, John. Thought we were closer than that. I noticed you're drinking water, though.
I'm drinking a lot of water.
Guys, the pick segment's brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. We appreciate them for being just a great partner on the show. And Yuengling Lager, America's oldest brewery, drinking Yuenglings, hanging out with you at Coastal right here in Orange Beach. All right, let's start with our first game on the docket. Texas, number 1 in the country, against number 5, Georgia. The Dogs are a 3.5-point dog. 56 and a half is the over-under in this game. I think Texas better watch out. Kenny?
Yeah. Georgia's obviously dangerous, and Kirby Smart on the road. He is a tremendous spread cover coach. 39-21 ATS in his road games. He's below 500 at home, 21-30. Bet against the Bulldogs at home against the spread, but bet on them on the road. But then again, you got to look at the opponent in Texas, Sarkisian. He's 15-8 in Austin. So what gives? Texas, I have right now number 1 offensive team in the country, number 1 defensive team, and my number 1 overall by 3.5 points over everybody else. So a strong home advantage. Now, Mick, I made this game 9, but I didn't bet it. I didn't lay the 3.5. We've seen as high as 5 this week on the game. I actually saw as high as 6. But it just, in my mind, telling me this game's going to be a really close game. The last team who scores wins. So I laid off that, but I did bet the game over the total. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we got 2 great quarterbacks. These 2 teams will go back and forth. Georgia, normally pretty balanced offense. This year, they're throwing the ball 56% of the time, 16th most in the country. Texas plays fast. They're well-balanced. Quinn Evers versus Carson Beck. I think we're going to get points aplenty here in this game.
All right. What about you, Jake?
Look, I know Texas is the number 1 ranked team in the country, but it's, to me, Texas, they still haven't proved themselves. They hadn't been in the SEC long enough. I still don't think they've played a particularly rough schedule. They beat Michigan at Michigan, and that's great and all, but I'm still not a believer in Michigan either. I think Coach Smart is he's almost Saban-esque in these big games as long as they're not playing Alabama, and I'm going with the Bulldogs.
What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna hit on what Jake said too. It's come back down to coaching. I like Kirby Smart a lot better than I like Steve Sarkisian when it comes to schematics and X's and O's and adjusting. So play for Kirby, a lot more familiar with him. I think he's the closest thing that we're gonna see to Coach Saban in the college football era now. So I'm going with Coach Smart on the road, looking to get back in the hunt.
What about you, Mac Attack?
I think I'm gonna go with Ryan too. I think Georgia can do it. I think if anybody can adjust, he can. And so, but I wouldn't, I'd have probably spread it like that to begin with. So who knows?
Number 8, LSU is at Arkansas. They beat Tennessee, Alabama's opponent, at Neyland Stadium. 2.5-point spread in this one, 57.5. Kenny White, we'll start with you and tell us about the power ratings, my friend.
Thanks, Mick. And I made the betting line in the state of Nevada for over 30 years. And now I'm on the other side of the counter betting. And that's what I do professionally. I bet all my own games, but I try to help people handicap on their own. So I've got a great product. The power ratings are basically the foundation of any professional bettor. You've got to make your own number, and then you see what the number is on the betting board, and then you make your bets. And that's a process, and you have to have a process in place. I make it easy for you. $25 a month I charge for my power ratings. You get college football, NFL, NBA, NHL, college football, college basketball. You get them all. So you can use those ratings as your foundation. From there, it's up to you. to make wise choices on which games you bet. My power ratings have LSU 7.5 points better than Arkansas. And when I have a visitor over a touchdown favorite on the road, I do not give home field advantage, because all home field advantage is the crowd noise, affecting play on the field. So I think LSU takes the home crowd out of it. Sam Pittman, you guys talked about coaching in the last game, and you're going with Georgia because of that coach. I'm going with Brian Kelly in this game because Sam Pittman at Arkansas is on the hot seat. And when you're on the hot seat, there's a reason why you're there. And that's because his record has not been good. 23-25 at Arkansas. He is 4-2 this year, but I think he got a couple breaks early in the season. And this is the kicker for me. Their quarterback, Taylor Green, he came from Boise State. Big kid, dual threat quarterback. But you know what? Against good competition, the last 4 games, he's only completed 54% of his passes. 2 touchdowns in 4 games. 4 interceptions. That's not a good ratio. I'll ask Jake if that's true or not. Garrett Nussmeier, much better quarterback. LSU, the better team, playing better football. I think Brian Kelly's team wins this by a touchdown.
All right, Coker, you're up next.
Kenny, I'm right there with you on thinking LSU's a touchdown better than Arkansas. Actually, I think maybe even more than that. But here's one of those things, and maybe you can correct me here. When I see that line of LSU -1, it makes no sense to me. And so I got to think Vegas knows something that I don't. So I'm taking Arkansas here.
They'll double back. What about you, Rhino?
I like LSU. I like the quarterback play.
Some LSU fans here. You made them happy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with LSU.
Go Tigers.
It's a rough-looking crowd. Hey, somebody get these guys some corn dogs.
All right, what about you, Maxter?
Friends with Nussmeier, have been following him and really like what he's doing this year. So, I lived in Louisiana for 3 years, so I'm an LSU guy.
All right, Bama against Tennessee. Kenny White, quickly, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a side on this game. I think it's going to be a great game, but I'm going to go with the trends. Kalen DeBoer in Alabama, 5-1 to the over this year. We know, Jalen Milroe, 23 touchdowns this year. He's using his arm, using his legs. He's going to put points on the board. The defense has been a little suspect the last 3 weeks, allowing 25 or more in the last 3. And Tennessee, Josh Heupel at home, 18-8 to the over since he's been the head coach of the Vols. So I went over in this game. I think it's a very high-scoring football game.
All right, taking the over. You guys will wait until later on in the show to make our picks. Kenny, thank you for hanging out with us as always. And power ratings, getting it done out there in Vegas. What's the weather like in Vegas? We're hanging out here at the beach. We got the coastal breeze. We're at Coastal, and we're enjoying some Yinglings. What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm jealous. And, last week you guys were drinking without me, so I got a Bohemian Pilsner today. I'm ready for the tailgate here on Saturday. But you know what? It is cold in Vegas right now. Winds are 20 to 30 today, and it is cold. It is cold. For Vegas, it's cold. It's in the 50s.
Yeah, all right. Well, Kenny White out in Vegas, the power ratings on the show each week. And thank you, my man. Great job. When we come back, we're going to talk with Clint Lamb. We got John McInnes here. More of the original Bama Football Tailgate Show coming up.
A statewide organization that has many programs that can benefit your county, school, city, or community. The Alabama Adopt a Mile program, the Don't Drop It on Alabama Spring Cleanup, the Alabama Coastal Cleanup, and the Alabama Clean Campus program are all programs available to you and your groups. Join with Alabama Pals and let's all do our part in making Alabama truly Alabama the Beautiful. For more information, go to alpals.org. Sponsored by Alabama Pals, ALDOT, the ABA, and this station.
Is your business facing new challenges such as higher employee wages and lower workforce participation? Luckily, there's a local solution. As your Alabama Career Center system, we make running your business easier. We assist both small and large businesses throughout the state. To take advantage of all we offer, visit your local center or find us online at labor.alabama.gov. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association, an equal opportunity employer. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities.
We know texting and driving is dangerous and tailgating causes crashes. We know that road rage doesn't get us down the road faster. So let's all help each other and focus on driving safely, especially around work zones. Speeding or any other dangerous driving moves through a work zone will cost you double the normal fine. Save your money and possibly save your life or the life of a road worker. Slow down, put away the phone, and enjoy the ride. For more information, visit drivesafealabama.org. Sponsored by ALDOT, ALEA, the ABA, and this station.
Work is a part of all of us. We know that the world around us has changed, and that's why the Alabama Department of Labor is here to get you back to working hard. Work is a part of all of us. Let us help you get back to it by visiting your local career center or alabamaworks.alabama.gov. Funding provided by the USDOL, ETA, and Federal WIOA, and Equal Opportunity Employer Program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request. Brought to you by this station and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Coach Nick Saban.
Helping children is very important to Miss Terry and me. As parents, it saddens us to know that there are more than 5,000 children in foster care in Alabama. These children need loving, nurturing families to care for them. We ask you to join the team and become champions for children by opening your heart, opening your home, and becoming a foster or adoptive parent.
For more information, call 1-866-4AL-KIDS. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by the Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Do you know the facts about Mpox? The most visual symptom of Mpox is a rash. The rash can be preceded by fever, headache, muscle aches, backaches, swollen lymph nodes, chills, exhaustion, and a cough. Symptoms start within 3 weeks of exposure to the virus. If you are at higher risk, protect yourself by avoiding close skin-to-skin contact with people and get vaccinated. To learn more about Mpox and determine if you are at risk, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/Mpox. Sponsored by the Alabama Public Health Department, ABA, and this station.
All right, welcome back to the original Bama Football Tailgate Show, hanging out with you at Coastal here in Orange Beach. And what a great view and what a great place to get ready for Alabama and Tennessee. It's been a lot of fun so far on the show. Brought to you by Yuengling Lager, America's oldest brewery, and Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey. If you've ever had one of these, they're called, help me out here, Jake, Bushwhackers, right? And hanging out with John McInnes. I remember one time I was here famously, and I've told Jake about this many times. I didn't know about the things that they call floaters on these bushwhackers. And next thing I know, John, I was so drunk I couldn't finish the show. That was before I owned everything. At least now, if it happens, you guys just keep me on the air.
Yeah, I think I had to finish that show for you. He had the best time he doesn't remember.
I thought I might get fired the entire week. Every time a 205 number called, I thought this is going to be corporate.
He's not exaggerating. It was fun. It was fun.
You called me to tell me some other people have had that same encounter before.
You're not the only one.
Okay.
I got some artist friends that play at the Wharf, and they've gotten in trouble on show day on accident.
Well, peanut butter whiskey and bushwhackers for the whole stage. And let's see if you guys can survive for 2 more segments, right? Let me bring on Clint Lamb. He's my partner on Cover Crimson, covercrimson.com. Hanging out with John. We're going to talk some Alabama football. Good to see you, Clint. Roll Tide, man.
Good to see y'all, too. It looks like y'all are having a lot more fun than me.
You know that, dude.
I'm not going to lie. That backdrop you got, it looks like it's fake, but I know that it's not, and that makes me even more jealous.
Yeah, it's not fake, and neither are the bushwhackers. There's a lot of stuff.
I've had a couple of run-ins with the old bushwhackers.
Have you?
Oh yeah, those are lethal.
They're delicious.
Fun though. Some of the most fun I've had have been a couple of bushwhackers in, man. So you just got to enjoy the ride.
Ryan, you remember the game? It was when we finally beat Ole Miss again. That was the one. Jalen Hurts doing all his thing. And then I was in the dome with this guy, and they were bringing them out on trays. It was really hot.
I think you were requesting.
All right, let's talk some football here on the show. I mean, that's kind of what we're here for, although I'd love to sit here and talk bushwhackers all day. Can Alabama, Clint, start with you, reestablish a run game?
Ooh, I think you need to. You need to try. I think the more pressure you can take off of Jalen Milroe in this game, the better, you'll be. He's kind of, against South Carolina, it kind of felt like he was playing a little too much Superman or trying to be Superman. And there were some moments where maybe, that actually ended up hurting Alabama and not helping them. If you can take pressure off of him going into that game, I mean, that he's going to have the threat with his legs. He's going to try to press the ball vertically some. I don't know exactly, how often that'll be, but you would think that's definitely going to continue to be a part of the offense. You get Kendrick Law back where the perimeter run you think is going to be solid. If you can get your traditional run game going a little bit more, really attack Tennessee's defense in a variety of ways, I definitely think that's your best bet to kind of keep them off balance.
All right, Coke, what do you think, man?
Man, again, like I said earlier, this is a battle of strength against strength and weakness against weakness. I really think the most important matchup is Alabama's defense versus Tennessee's offense. If we can affect the quarterback, affect Nico early, not let him build confidence, get pressure on him, make him get the ball out of his hands early and try to anticipate, I think we win the game. Now, Tennessee's defense, those guys have been playing together for a while. They got a lot of talent, mix up the looks. They're going to cause some problems, but I still think we're able to score some points. I think we're able to establish the run. I don't know if you can really deny Alabama the run with Jalen Milroe and his ability to run the football. Just too many guys to defend. So I feel pretty confident in our offense, but our defense we have got to keep that Tennessee offense from making big chunk plays and getting momentum in that stadium.
I feel the same. I'm confident in our offense going into any game pretty much. I know we can score points. Can our defense hold them? I'm not really used to seeing these shootouts, where the offense got to score one more time, got to keep scoring. So I'm looking forward to our defense coming out and, establishing our identity and going out there and playing, Alabama football, playing our brand of defense and just, letting people know who we are.
All right, John, before you get to talk about it, look, here comes these bushwhackers.
Mick snuck that one in.
Hey, Post would be proud of you, man.
Hey, man.
And Rossi.
Hey.
Thank you.
Mine's on the way, right?
Good night, Jake.
Hey,
we got couches here. We could take a nap.
You're on right now.
Last time I had one of these, I had to call Ryan. I mean, my next call was 911. He saved me, and that's when you find out who your brothers are.
Last time I drank something with Jake, we were on my charity golf tournament. I got funny stories with all you guys.
Hey, let's not tell too many.
Tell him. Tell him, Matt. Tell him.
So Trip, my son Trip and Jake and I are playing, and one of us hits the ball, and I think it was Jake hits the ball, and it disappears, goes in the hole, and it was a hole in one, and we're jumping up and down, grabbing each other.
We're losing our minds.
We lost our minds, thought it was the greatest thing in the world, and it was a mirage. It had gone over the hill and looked like it went in the hole, and it didn't.
We
it might have been the bushwhacker that made us think it.
We've taken our shirts off. We're chest bumping. People looking at us from 3 fairways over, and we pull up and we got a 12-foot putt.
Hey, look, he just went over that hill, went boom right in the hole.
I think we bogeyed the hole.
Oh my God, that's so great. This bushwhacker is delicious, by the way. These are dangerous, man.
What's dangerous is when the topper is in the straw.
Yeah, well, I love that too. Look, you put screwball in there, you can make that little peanut butter in the bushwhacker. I'm in love. All right, Clint, you get us back on some football. How will Alabama respond to the crowd noise? They didn't do well with it last trip to Neyland Stadium.
Well, that's kind of a big question for me for Jalen Milroe. I was trying to think back to, what his toughest environment that he's played in. Obviously, going to Kyle Field and playing Texas A&M last year was tough. Obviously, going to Jordan-Hare Stadium, playing them, that was tough. But neither team was like that great last year. Obviously, I mean, Jimbo Fisher got fired. But, you know, it kind of feels like when you talk about the combination of talent and crowd, you know, that will be a difficult environment for Jalen Milroe. But I think the biggest concern, like Jake was talking about, is the defense. And when their offense is out there, you don't really have to worry about crowd noise too much. So it should be pretty easy to communicate, make sure you're on the same page because you're already going to be dealing with that tempo. If you were in Bryant-Denny Stadium, the defense would have a really tough task because they'd be using that tempo and all the different things that throw at you offensively. Plus, you'd be dealing with the crowd noise as well. So that certainly helps. But I agree with Jake, though. I think it's very important. I think both of these teams, it's going to be about how much pressure you can put on the opposing quarterback. And that's not just literal pressure, like, you know, in passing situations. That's, you know, how much is Tennessee's offense scoring and forcing Jalen Milroe to go out there and score pretty much every time he touches the football? How much is, you know, the defense is taken off of the plates of the offense in general? How much can you run, or how effectively can you run the football? I think all those things are really important to determine the outcome of this game. And, you know, I do think crowd noise will play a part in that, but I also think that Alabama, the eraser for some of that is just Jalen Milroe's legs. You know, when things break down around you, there's miscommunication. I still think he can make plays with his legs, and so I think that's going to be really important in this game.
All right, John, you start. What do you think, man?
I mean, I agree with everybody. I think it's putting pressure on their quarterback and rocking him back on his heels. And then I'd like to see Milroe run more. You know, that last game, I was at it, and I was biting my fingernails like everybody. And I just felt like.
Were you like him? Ryan said he was saying some things that he wouldn't normally say. He was pretty frustrated.
I was pretty frustrated, too. But, yeah, if he could break loose on the run game, I think that helps.
Ryan?
Defense, you know, like I said, I ain't gonna touch on offense too much. Just defense. I feel we show up and we bring some defense to Knoxville with us, we'll be all right. We'll have a shot.
I think if Ryan was our DC, we'd have some guys on the IR. No, I'm not. You know, honestly, I'm not very concerned about us playing at Neyland Stadium. I think, honestly, to me, for teams like Alabama, when you're used to playing in hostile environments or in big games, I think it almost helps to walk into that stadium and everybody hates you. Everybody wants you to. I mean, it's loud, it's intense. I think it creates extra motivation, honestly. So I don't think it's it's an issue for us. I think if anything, it makes us focus more during the week. And when you're playing in the game, when we were at Alabama, we played in a lot of loud environments. It was almost, you know, we played in Mississippi State, and everybody talks about the cowbells, how loud they are. I mean, honestly, it was just a very annoying noise. You could hear everything. Wasn't a problem, you know, communicating. It just, you heard those damn cowbells the whole time, and you're just ready to get the game over with because you're so tired of hearing it. In a loud environment like we played in Georgia at Georgia,
right?
You know, everybody's, you know, talking trash to you. You ride in, people are, you know, giving you the bird, and you love it. You love that feeling. You love that atmosphere. It being loud like that, I think I felt like it helped me dial in and play better, to be honest with you. And I think that's kind of the case for everybody else when you played in a lot of big games. So I love that environment. I think it's only going to help us.
Yeah, no doubt. Clint, you stick on with us for the final segment. We'll pick this game. John, tell us about Coastal, the vision. I know you told me years ago, you're like, hey, man, we're going to put this place together. Yeah. It's going to be more of a family type joint. Yeah. Love this place, dude.
Man, it was really a dream come true. You know, you earn so much with the Floribama, and we built some really cool places in 30A with our partner Thomas Gallion over there, Shunko Gallions. And long story short, it was COVID. This property, you know, 1,000 feet on the Gulf, which really doesn't exist anywhere. It was zoned for like 700 condos. And COVID hit, and a friend of mine, Nathan Cox, had it. And I ended up getting it under contract, not knowing what I'd do. It was just an opportunity. And, you know, the economy was real bad then because of COVID. And so anyway, we just kind of dreamed this up using everything we've learned in the beach bar business, and went to the city and was like, hey, we got, you know, here's our idea. And the city ended up partnering with us, and they bought half the property. We bought half the property. City gave us an easement on their parking lot. We gave the city an easement on our beach, and it didn't cost either one of us anything. And we built, you know, At the time, you don't think about it, but it's probably the largest. I mean, I know it's the largest waterfront restaurant maybe in the country, but 1,200 seats is a lot of seats in a restaurant. And so it just turned out beautiful and blessing from God, and it's been successful since day one. And, man, we're proud of it.
Yeah, it's a great place, man. All right, we're going to pick the game when we come back. We're going to talk more about Alabama and Tennessee from Coastal here in Orange Beach. More of the original Bama Football Tailgate Show brought to you by Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey, right after this.
Guys, look at me. Now look at yourselves. I make the big plays and the big games. You don't. Yeah, you would have made All-State if Coach put you in. Keep telling that story, or you can actually play the game. The sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino puts you in the starting lineup. I'll still be making the plays, you'll be making the bets, and finally getting the sports glory you deserve. The sportsbook at Golden Moon Casino. Play the game.
Peanut butter whiskey? Why the hell not? A little salty, a little sweet, a little savory, and always smooth. Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey that's unexpectedly delicious. Visit screwballwhiskey.com to learn more. That's Screwball with a K. Enjoy responsibly.
In the heart of Orange Beach, Alabama, directly on the Gulf of Mexico, you'll find your new favorite place to dine with family and friends, Coastal Orange Beach. It's the ultimate dining experience with incredible beach views, and we're now serving breakfast on the beach. We open daily at 8 a.m., so be sure to join us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Coastal Orange Beach is quickly becoming the place that locals love and a destination for anyone visiting the Gulf Coast. We can't wait to see you on the beach. CoastalOrangeBeach.com.
Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, has been making beer in America for 6 generations. And for nearly 200 years, we've been all about bringing the good times. By hand, by foot, by bike, by bikers, by fanny pack or jetpack, by whatever means necessary. With Yuengling Traditional Lager, good times taste even better. Yuengling, bring the goods.
Tuscaloosa is Alabama's ultimate sports destination and a place for outdoor enthusiasts to thrive. It's a community rooted in history and one that's on the cusp of a burgeoning art scene too. Tuscaloosa is vibrant, it's charming, and it's familiar. Its people welcome you with open arms and warm hellos into a community that's tied together. Tuscaloosa is our home.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Enjoy gaming excitement and catch the thrill of the big win. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
In some places, football is a sport. In Alabama, it's a fine art. New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming painting, Deuces Wild. This season, Bama is blessed with a pair of very talented deuces. The pair played a huge role on both sides of the ball in the Tide's amazing 41-34 victory over number 2 Georgia. Deuces Wild will portray the unbelievable game-winning 75-yard touchdown catch by deuce number 1, Ryan Williams, late in the fourth quarter.
Check out Pawn Royale at 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport. The summer season is almost over. Time to go to Pawn Royale and find some amazing deals. Right now, our lawn and gardening inventory must go. That includes mowers, trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, you name it. Pawn Royale has deals on everything. Many items at cost or less. If you're in the market, come make a deal. That's Pawn Royale, 1019 McFarland Boulevard in Northport.
Peanut butter whiskey? Why the hell not? A little salty, a little sweet, a little savory, and always smooth. Screwball, the original peanut butter whiskey that's unexpectedly delicious. Visit screwballwhiskey.com to learn more. That's Screwball with a K. Enjoy responsibly.
Final segment on the original Bama Football Tailgate Show. Great to hang with John McInnes. the great John McInnes on the way out. But awesome. Thank you for the hospitality, brother. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Alabama playing at Tennessee at Neyland Stadium. Ryan Anderson, Jake Coker, Clint Lamb, and me, Mick Gillispie. And we appreciate all of you guys for being here. Richie Giuliano behind the scenes on the switches for the show. All right, let's talk about this matchup some more. One thing I do want to tell you guys is that we'll be back in Tuscaloosa next Friday for the show, and we will be at Unique on the Strip. We'll be outside on the Strip. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully the weather's better than it was last time we were there. But come by and see us, Screwball and Yingling swag. We got a lot of that swag right now we're giving out as we hang here at Coastal. All right, Clint, let me throw you up first. You tell me this. What does Alabama need to do to win this football game?
Like I said, I think it's about pressure and limiting the amount of pressure on each quarterback. The more you can do that, I think the better off you're going to be. Part of me, though, if you remember, like you were talking about, a few weeks ago with Georgia and Alabama, where I don't remember what the over-under was, but it was definitely lower, if I'm not mistaken, quite a bit lower than what the actual final score ended up being. And I think it's like in these types of games, the game planning, like you got to think Josh Heupel is going to have a game plan ready. I wouldn't be shocked if Alabama's defense gave up some points based off of just, good game planning by the Tennessee offense. Same thing for Kalen DeBoer and Alabama's offense. So I think this could actually end up being a little bit more of a high-scoring game than maybe the over-under would indicate. I wouldn't be shocked if it ended up getting somewhere in like the, 41-35 or 41-31 or something like that. But I think it's all about limiting the amount of pressure on your own quarterback and on your own offense. I think Alabama, despite the fact they're on the road, I think they can do some things to limit that and limit the impact of the crowd. But you can't do stuff like you did against South Carolina right before halftime. Like if you throw, a needless interception, allow them to kick a field goal, I mean, you're going to give that crowd a lot of energy going into halftime. I think it's really important to have at least a pretty good handle and as far as momentum and stuff going into halftime. So, I would think it would be limiting the pressure first and foremost.
All right, Jake.
To me, I mean, look, this game hinges on Nico Amialaba's performance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we get pressure on him early? Can we affect him in the pocket? Not allow him to get comfortable back there. Not allow him to be confident. Again, you got to bring certain looks that he's unfamiliar with. You got to confuse him a little bit. And as a young quarterback, when you see things you've never seen before, or see things that you rarely see before, make it tough on him. He doesn't know, if certain pressures are picked up, he doesn't know exactly what coverage we're dropping into. You just don't allow him to make quick, easy throws and build that confidence. And, limit those chunk plays. You can't give him enough time back there in order to hit those double moves and those things that you've got called, are set up to beat Alabama. So, again, it's all – if Nico has a good game, I'm not going to be too comfortable in the fact that we have a chance of winning this game. I think, you got to make him struggle. And if he doesn't, we're going to have a hard time.
Yeah. I feel the same way Coach do. Got to affect the quarterback early and often. Don't let him get comfortable. Don't let him get into a rhythm. And like I say, we gotta eliminate the big plays. We've been giving up a lot of big plays in these games and down the field chunk plays, home runs too. So it's like,
as a quarterback, when you play in some of these games, I was talking to Ryan earlier about this, when we played Michigan State in the first round of the playoff back in 2015, everything I saw on film is what they did on the field. And there was never really anything that shocked me or surprised me. I always felt like I knew exactly what they were doing, and we were able to have a really good game offensively because of that. And everybody was prepared. Clemson, a lot of those looks that I saw, it varied all the time. It made things pretty confusing. The timing was off. You were unsure where everybody was going to be, and Brent Venables did a good job of mixing up looks. Now they were doing so much they made mistakes themselves. But it's not a good feeling when you're back there and you're unsure of where to go with the ball. I can promise you that, and that's what you got to make Nico feel tonight. or
Hey,
the
Nick,
Saturday.
it's really interesting that he brings that up because that's like you're almost talking between the Michigan State and the Clemson games. You're almost talking Carson Beck in the first half versus the second half. Like I thought Alabama was doing a really good job of A, giving him different looks, but B, they were changing the picture up on him a lot. I don't think they were doing that necessarily as much in the second half. And so he looked, that felt a lot more Michigan State, where I don't think he was ever really confused or thrown off. And you saw two completely different players. So I think that's an excellent point by Jake.
And look, everybody that gets recruited to these schools, if you're going to Alabama, you're going to Tennessee, you can throw the football, you can catch the football, you can run. It's processing information, digesting it, making a quick decision. That's what separates the players that make it and the players that don't. And when you create tough pictures for guys to read, it makes you play slower, makes you look a lot worse than you really are. And so talent will take you a long way, but when you're a guy that can process information, you got a whole team of guys that can do that. That's what makes you special.
No doubt.
All right, Clint, score prediction.
Good,
I agree with him lots of.
Oh man. Like I said, I feel like originally going into the week, I thought I would be predicting somewhere around like the over under, like a 30-26 or, something like that. I think it's actually going to end up being a little bit more high scoring. Just the more I've looked, I think Alabama is going to have a really good game plan, but also, Josh Heupel, his ability to dial some things up. And I think Tennessee is going to be laser focused too. So I think it ends up being a little bit more high scoring. I'm going to go probably like a 41-33 Alabama win.
All right, Jake.
I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go 27-21 Alabama.
All right, Ryan.
35-21 Bama way.
All right. Ooh. All right. Hey, guys, I want to thank everyone here at Coastal for making this possible, but Jen Parnell is the person that really puts everything together for us. She's not here today because she became a mother on Wednesday. Yeah. Bennett Reese Parnell, 7 pounds, 11 ounces, 20 inches long. I see my man Boyd over here, born Wednesday, the 16th. Family is home and doing well. So congratulations to the Parnells on the new addition. And you got just get ready. Not going to get a lot of sleep. I'm just telling you this, and you're going to be worried the rest of your life, but it's very, very rewarding. Right, Jake?
Hey, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I woke up this morning, my daughter, right before I left, she wakes up, she goes, "Daddy, are we going fishing tomorrow?" I was like, I'm about to cry right now.
My son waits he's always the first one up, and he waits to let the dog loose on me every morning. Like, I told you guys it's like 7:15. I'm like, please don't do this. So I got the dog jumping on the bed and him filming. But that's what being a dad is. And then they want me to kick soccer balls at 7:08 in the morning. Like, I don't know the neighbors are going to like that. Thank you guys, though, here at Coastal for making this a fabulous experience. Ryan, it's always great to see you two, man.
Well, good to be seen, man. I enjoy being on with you guys.
Yeah, and we promote 22 builds on the show every week.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I hope you're not replacing the TV this afternoon.
Yeah, let's hope not.
It's going to be Rob.
That'll be Rob. Clint Lamb, covercrimson.com. Everybody needs to go to covercrimson.com and be a part of what we're doing. I'm teammates with you, Coker, Ryan, everybody here, man.
Hey, man, I can't tell you how you mentioned I needed to come to Baton Rouge for the LSU game. I'm starting to plan that right now, because watching you guys with your feet kicked up, looks like you're having a good time drinking bushwhackers by a sand and water. I don't think there's anything better, man.
Well, this one's a Yingling, but yeah, I mean,
we're not going to find that in Birmingham there.
No, yeah, trust me. I wouldn't be here if it was.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Alabama and Tennessee coming up. Roll Tide, everybody.
I remember you so clear. It was about this time of year. Underneath that moon, you stole my heart. Those crickets started singing us a melody, and we made a wish upon your favorite star. of you